Welcome to the CTN Sports Game of the Week. I'm Kevin Bryant. In a minute, we're going to be joined by Pete Poyer for the call of this girls' game between these River Rats and the Ann Arbor Pioneers. Folks, you're not going to want to miss this one. Asaria Turman, it's her last game on CTN Sports. And if you've been watching for the last 4 years, you know she is must-see TV. Up next, the CTN Sports Game of the Week.
And welcome to the Greenhouse, everyone. This is Pete Poyer along with Kevin Bryant with our CTN Sports Game of the Week. It's women's basketball on tap, Pioneer at Huron. Kevin, what do you think about tonight's matchup?
We're 1 week away from districts. This is the type of action that we like to see a week away. Cross-town rivalry, and when you have Pioneer and Huron, anything can happen.
Throw out the records, right?
Out the records, especially with these two teams. Last time we had them on the Game of the Week, Huron played very well in the fourth quarter. Let's see if they can make that transition over to this game. Look how we're starting.
And Alexa Lyon opens the scoring for the River Rats, and they draw first blood to make it 2-0. Check that. That's Sienna Smith on that basket. Now Pioneer with their opening offensive set. Burgard drives the lane. Her shot is blocked.
Good defense right there.
And here comes Patel back the other way for the River Rats. And she'll fire a shot over the basket. Picked up by Smith back to the free throw line. And the jumper is missed there. And Pioneer will rebound and bring it back the other way. If you remember in our last matchup with these two teams, Huron really smothered Asaria Turman and really denied her the basketball and made it difficult for her to get her offensive game going. We'll see if they can do that again in this matchup.
What they're going to have to start doing is going that inside-outside game that they did so efficiently in that first game.
Alexa Lyon called for the moving screen and the foul. So basketball for the Pioneers. And near turnover there. And drive down the lane. Again, partially blocked shot. Huron outlets it quickly down the floor. There's a shot off the glass, no good. Offensive board. And turnover by the Pioneers, and they'll take it down and score it. Whitney Gallagher taking it coast to coast for the basket for the Pioneers, and quickly Huron with the jumper. That's just a two spot for the River Rats. That'll give them 4-2 advantage here. That was a three-pointer on the way for Pioneer. That's off the back of the rim, no good. That's rebounded by Sienna Smith. And she'll take it down the paint, take it all the way off the glass, and good.
Oh, and that was a good play there. driving to the basket. You can see her using the top of the glass. Good finish.
Pioneers trying to work their offense. Turman up high, trying to take it down low. Now back out for a three-pointer. That's off the front of the rim, no good. And Huron will bring it back the other way.
That was still good action on that offense, inside, outside, to get a good look by Gallagher. She usually hits that shot, Pete.
Well, Patel stopped at the free throw line. It's stripped away from her. Good steal by the Pioneers, and they will bring it back down the floor.
Huron's definitely going to put some pressure on Lauren DeWolf, our player of the game. Last time we saw these two kids out there, these two teams out there.
Now Pioneer out on the perimeter. Turman trying to set up the screen and the give and go. Instead, it's thrown up there. Turman with the offensive rebound, puts it back. Finally gets it to go and gets the and one. Persistence by Asaria Turman.
Asaria Turman, you know she's a prolific scorer, of course, being a 1,000-point scorer for the Pioneers. And this is our last time we get a chance to see this young lady do this type of work, Pete. Look at that quickness that she gets right back up, keeps the ball high, and does not do any offensive fouls there. Good job.
Keeps her arms up so she can get the rebound and puts it right back up. Doesn't put the ball back on the floor, which is a cardinal sin.
Well, and she's a leader. She's been with the program. You and I were talking before the game. For Coach Ty Hicks, the foundation of his program could be said it's been on the shoulders of Asaria Turman.
And there she comes down with the rebound. And really, Turman's really kind of led this Pioneer team out of the dark ages, shall we say, and into playing good basketball again.
Yeah,
which is really nice to see for this program.
Well, and she's a fun person off of the floor too. And look at that.
And we're sitting here not really calling the game, and she's just dominating on both ends of the floor while we're talking about her in the game.
Well, and she's an important person as far as girls basketball in this area is concerned. Years from now, they're going to be talking about this young lady.
And Jaden Smith from the corner for three for Huron. Gets them within two. It's 9-7 favor of ahead by two. 9-7 favor of the home team.
You know, the Rats look so much more comfortable out here than the last time we saw them on the CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Yeah, they seemed really frustrated at both ends of the floor for much of the game. And their flow and team play seems a lot better so far in this early in the game. 3:40 to go in the first quarter.
And you can see that last triple from a great form there, catching the ball and releasing and follow through. Those Smith sisters, they are going to be trouble for the next 2 years for Huron's opponents.
She is from the corner again, and another three-pointer for Jaden Smith. Well, you can't tell they're from a basketball family, huh?
Yeah, right.
There's a three-pointer on the way from the corner for Pioneer. That's off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Burgard. Nice offensive rebound there. Tried to get it down low to Turman. Her shot is up, no good, but she draws the foul, and it will head to the line.
Well, therein lies the problem for Coach Hunter, and it is when the ball gets down inside the paint, there's really no answer for the River Rats once the ball hits Turman's hands. I mean, she's too strong of a person to dislodge the ball, and this is what happens. You rack up fouls, and then the pressure starts to maybe loosen up, and she can even get even more points. Pete.
Well, and then late in the game, if the Huron team has a lot of fouls, their defense is going to get weaker, and she's just going to become more dominant.
Yeah, and well, for Coach Ty Hicks, this is his story all year long. Feed it inside. Once the defense collapses down, watch those lethal three-point shooters for Pioneer.
Turman missed both free throws. Huron quickly back down the floor. Now Huron will back it out. Patel back out by the timeline.
Some ball handling skills out there by Patel.
Her feet into the paint. Shot up is no good. That's a jump ball situation. Nice defensive play there by the Pioneers to tie that up, deny the shot, and get the.
Check out those handles, Pete. A little bit left, a little bit of right. Still can't get away from going inside against Pioneer though.
That's tough going there. That shot out of bounds for Pioneer. It'll be Huron basketball.
Psychologically, I really believe the River Rats have to hold on to this lead. As soon as the Pioneers get the lead, I think psychologically it's going to slow down the Rats, Pete.
Oh, there's an unforced error there.
I had it. You saw my hand fly up. I had that ball.
You were ready for it.
I thought I was open. A little deep, though. I don't know if I'll get a shot at from here.
Probably not.
See, even the refs got some words for me. I'm getting shade from everybody tonight. See, the hand was up there, ref. You didn't see that replay, sir? Got to get him back over here.
If you'd have been able to get that in from where you're sitting, I'd give you 4 points for that one.
Wow. It's only the first quarter, Pete, and the head officials already told me to be quiet. Man.
You got your first
it's
warning
gonna be a
already.
long night.
Don't make me do the rest of this game by myself. I don't need
Is that
you
a
getting
warning?
thrown out, Kevin.
Am I going to get teed up?
You might. Do I get to shoot the free throws if you do? As a shot off the miss by Huron.
A little bit of
Rebound
lull
by
in the action.
Pioneer.
And, you know, since that last foul on Turman, both teams have been going back and forth and not real positive possessions. Give her the ball.
Trying to get that in Turman. She hits the deck, gets it out for the jumper, and the shot is good. Lauren DeWolf with the make for Pioneer, draws them to win 3 of the River Rats.
It's just a heady play there by Saria.
There's a foul before the shot.
First you get the hustle, Pete, and then the headiness. Because if that other foot hits the ground, that's a walk. So by a senior player, your captain on the team, making a great play.
And gets it out to the exciting freshman for the jumper.
Lauren DeWolf, you give her an inch, she's going to shoot it. Looks like that was a moving screen.
I think this is a real crucial time here, this last minute and 20. Turman's on the bench taking a blow. So we'll see how the Pioneers can stay with the River Rats with Turman on the bench. This is an opportunity, I think, for the River Rats, too. Now shot into Burgard down low. Her reverse layup is no good.
Well, to build off of that, Pete, that's the entire first quarter. Asaria Turman, you just saw her right there. That's been the entire offense for the Pioneers. So really, on the offensive end, we saw a turnover. Who is going to be the person that they're going to find to score the buckets?
Another tie-up jump ball. Another nice defensive play by the Pioneers. Arrow points towards the River Rats, so they'll keep possession. Jaden Smith will inbound.
It was a good tie-up, good defense right there.
She'll get it to her sister, Sienna. And another tie-up by Pioneer, but this time the foul was called.
Whitney Gallagher with her hand in the passing lane, a little bit too late here, and you can see her coming in from the backside. Hand caught in the cookie jar.
So just under a minute to go until the end of the first quarter. Rats lead it 12-9 here on their home floor. Well, there's a pull-up and a jumper by Sienna Smith from the free throw line.
Good
No
hustle.
good. Nice save there.
Right now, Pioneers are being a little handsy on the defense and racking up some fouls.
Well, trying to get their hands in the passing lanes and trying to deny Huron easy scoring opportunities. But like as you said, Kevin, if they start racking up the fouls, that'll be no good for them later on in the game.
And especially because the Pioneers are down one player with Coach Hicks' daughter, who broke her nose against Bedford. It was out. This will be her final game that she's not playing. So the bench is a little shorter for the Pioneers. Looks like they'll be holding for the last shot. Boy, good job of moving your feet. Good call there. You know, that was been missing. That Huron defensive pressure, Pete. We haven't seen that out of the girls' basketball since we've been watching him.
And
really.
let's give credit where credit due. Is Asia Lewis on that defensive play.
A nice drive here, showing the hands with the left hand. Good job there. Looked like that was Caden Glenn on that replay.
Number 23, Felicia Stewart of Pioneer. That's her second personal. At the line shooting 2 is number 22, Sienna Smith.
Now Smith will get to the line. 2.2 seconds to go in the quarter. And she hits the first free throw.
Got some consternation going on the sideline for Coach Hicks right there at the front of your screen. Hands on the waist, he's not too happy.
As Smith misses the second, and that's going to do it for quarter number 1. Huron with a great start to this game. They take a 6-point lead into quarter number 2. We'll be back with more right here on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Hello and welcome to Conversation. Thank our viewers for joining us today, and we'll look forward to your continued support here on Conversations. Thank you.
And welcome back to CTN Sports Game of the Week. Hope you enjoyed the first quarter action as Huron took a 15-9 lead. That's probably one of their best quarters that I've seen this year for them.
Oh, they came out with great energy, execution, and not a lot of silly fouls or turnovers. And that'll get you a lead against your crosstown rival.
Well, and it helped that they hit their jumpers.
It really did.
You know, they hit a couple of the three-pointers and were able to get those shots off cleanly and without much contest.
But they still don't have an answer for that. Asaria Turman has been the key to the offense as well as defense and rebounding, and maybe a couple assists for the High Pioneers. It's a good job of getting inside as she draws the defense to her and then find the open person.
Have a whistle and a blocking foul. This look on Lewis.
Foul call number 3, Asia Lewis of Huron. First personal 15 foul. Pioneer ball,
Boy, look at that down low. Give me the ball.
Burgard driving the lane.
Nice jump
Her
shot
is
though.
no good. Glenn all the way down the floor. Her shot is missed.
Looked like Pioneer might got away with a walk there.
Pioneer will bring it back the other way.
A little bit more set plays out of the Pioneers here to start the second.
Now Turman trying to get it down the lane. She'll hand it off to Burgard. And it's stripped away from her. Now fight for it. Turman will pick it up and shoot it. And she will draw the foul.
Oh man, bad play there by Rena Patel. She's gonna take a look at this replay and think, I should have held on to the ball. Watch Rena Patel on the bottom 13. She'll grab the ball and maybe even call a timeout. She just tossed it. She thought she was gonna be called maybe for a traveling there, but she was already on the ground. Maybe just hold the ball next time.
Right. Well, live and learn. Well, Turman gets the first free throw to go.
And you saw at the bottom of the screen there, one of the assistant coaches, I think that was Devin Talley, talking with Patel, maybe sharing some of the info we were just going over, Pete. You never want to save a ball up under your opponent's basket, too, and that's why.
Right, what to do in that situation the next time, yeah.
Oh, she's a junior. Still got a little learning to go there.
I think she'll be fun to watch as a senior, seeing that senior kind of experience and polish come into her game, because she's got the speed and the handle and the shooting touch.
Oh, yeah. She's a well-rounded player.
Jaden Smith for three in that corner again, and that's her third three-pointer of the game.
Oh, she's found a home over there in that corner.
Well, they're going to have to try and get their girls to make sure that they're watching her spot up in that corner and defend her a little better next time.
That was a great shot from our cameraman, because you could see how the defense really went ball side, and Smith was over there waving her hand wide open. Great defense.
Timeout is called by Pioneer.
No, Pete. I think that is it a timeout? That's a technical foul, Pete. Yeah, it looked like the coach Ty Hicks was really upset. He's got his jacket open right now, and you can see the officials maybe coming over to speak with the bench. And believe that is one of the assistant coaches there. Yeah, you can see Coach Hicks getting a he wanted that official's attention, and he definitely has it.
Well, I think he wanted a foul call on that last, when the ball was on the floor.
Yeah.
And Pioneer was trying to get it up off the floor. He thought his player was fouled by the Huron player.
So was it a Turman? Because, you know, she's a bigger player that takes a lot of contact, and it's hard as an official to call fouls against a player that's so much bigger than everyone else out there.
Right.
And it is the job of Coach Hicks to make sure that his player is getting fairly called to as well.
Well, I think he got his point across.
Yeah.
Patel split the free throws. Makes it 19-13 in favor of Huron. Now Curtis scores a bucket. And Huron goes up by 8. Near turnover by the Pioneers.
A technical foul like that really brings up the energy level for the River Rats. You can tell right now they're feeling it.
And Turman out of the game again. There's a long three-pointer, misses everything. And there's a whistle and a foul call. And that's on Pioneer. Kobe LaPointe picks up the foul.
You see a short bench really over there for the Pioneers as well, too. Not a lot of players getting involved.
They have 5 on the floor and only 2 on the bench.
Well, and I was going to say, Pete, it would behoove them to keep that tempo up and maybe even put some additional pressure.
Well, it looks like they got 4 girls in street clothes over there. So with only 7 players, Ty Hicks is going to have to be real judicious about who he plays his players, especially if there's foul trouble.
If there's foul trouble, but you know what, Coach Hicks, he's probably inside really liking this game. A team that's only lost 1 game in the regular season, he wants their attention just 1 week away from districts.
And who better to play than a rival?
So many teachable moments, too. Because you know that there are going to be instances like this where you're not seeing people move their feet and you're seeing people reach in. That's where Coach Hicks can, show them this film and let them know we're not playing Pioneer defense.
There's an unforced error as the inbounds was thrown out of bounds. That'll be Huron basketball. Timeout on the floor, called by Pioneer.
You can see Coach Hicks there after getting back his composure. Now he's ready to get back in there and get some good instructions to his team, because it looks like they've been flat since that technical foul.
Right, playing a little sloppy.
Well, this second quarter, really, it's been all Huron. You know, coming in, they're outscoring them. What is it, 6-4? Real big, 2 points. It's huge.
Big.
Really big. It just feels like it, though. Just
It
on
does. It feels like Huron's
it
really
feels
dominated play.
Exactly. Well, Pete, now during this timeout, I'd like to take a minute to thank our friends over at WeLoveAnnArbor.com. They're doing a great job of covering the high school sports. Man, Terry Jacoby, he does a good job of, you know, showing photos of all the young players and giving guys like you and me stories to talk about. Asaria Turman in her 1,000 points. That's what a local paper is great about. Love those folks over at WeLoveAnnArbor.com.
Hit them up now.
Yes, sir. Also, check us out on all of our social medias, YouTube. There's that logo I like to see.
Oh, Huron with it. Glenn back it out. He'll get it to Patel. Huron will reset it. Patel with the jumper and nothing but net for Rhea Patel.
Shooting off of the dribble, just what you were talking about, Pete. She showed all of her skill set right there. Didn't take the dribble too far into the defense.
But she's not afraid to go down into the paint, too. And Huron's lead is now 10. Just under 4 minutes to play. That three-pointer in and out. And a foul is called.
And Patel just inside that three-point line, but pulled up. And that's a tough shot. Not going off the glass. She went total bottom of the net.
Another foul on the Pioneers.
Both teams will be hitting a bonus on the next foul.
Three-pointer on the way from Huron, and nothing but net. And look at the smile on the face of Alexa Lyon after she hit that shot.
Well, Pioneers definitely in the territory of adversity right now, Pete. They're doubled up.
Another three-pointer on the way. And really, you know, Pioneers scoring a slowdown since they've gone away from Asaria Turman.
It really was. I think the first play of the second half, they went inside. She kicked it out for an open shot. Since then, the offense has been dysfunctional. It really hasn't come to any type of flow. And, you know, maybe that's what Coach Hicks was upset about, not just with the officials not calling calls, but also a little bit frustrated with his team.
Well, settling for jumpers, it looks like, is what's happening with the Pioneer
I like that
girls
call.
right now.
I like that. That was a good non-call by the officials there because both players did their job. Defense gets their hands up, and watch Patel here on the drive. She tries to draw contact. This is a good job, no call.
And as Patel was driving the lane, there was Sienna Smith in the corner with her hand up again. And there's another jumper by Alexa Lyon. That's good. And now Huron has stretched its lead to 15.
And really, Pete, all outside of the paint. They're doing a great job of knocking down jumpers.
Well, the difference between Pioneers jumpers and Huron's jumpers is Huron, they're set shots, they're open. Pioneers jumpers look forced. Desperate, if you will.
And maybe even a little fatigued, right? Because we're talking about their bench not being long. And both teams have been playing a lot of basketball with the weather canceling games as well.
Now you saw Burgard with the shot. Offensive rebound by Turman. Her putback was no good.
So they are going to count it. Oh, you can see Turman right there with the box out. She really gave a little bit too much of a elbow shiver because that was not lower body. That was upper body elbowing.
Asaria Turman with a little bit of a hockey move there.
Man, that's going to leave a bruise. It really is.
Well, free throws are no good. Picked up off the floor by Turman. She'll hand it off to DeWolf.
And that's who we really haven't seen, Pete, is DeWolf. She was
and then Turman into the paint.
DeWolf was on fire that first game. We really haven't seen any outside shooting from her. Wow. Second time, that's not even either softer or that was worse. Second time around.
Well, Turman to the line for 2. Rattles the first one home. That was a nice entry pass to Turman to get her digging the ball down low into the paint.
Yeah, and what you want to see from her is try to get that ball a little bit higher next time. Looks like that was a quick shot of assistant coach Reggie Johnson. He's the head JV coach for Pioneer. Standout basketball player for a couple of years for these guys, too. They're lucky to have a young man like that on their staff.
As a turnover by Huron, DeWolf with it down the floor. Her shot is off the glass, no good. And it was rebounded by Felicia Stewart. And there was a foul call on Huron.
Nice challenge of the shot. Get that out of here from Caden Glenn.
Melissa Curtis looks like she's the one that picked up the foul for Huron. And the first free throw is a miss.
Well, both of these teams are going to have to get better at the foul line. You know, we got 8 fouls for both squads. We're going to be at the foul line a lot right this last 2 minutes.
1:53 to be exact to go in the half. Pioneer will inbound. Working around the perimeter, trying to get it into Turman. They do. And it's stripped away from her by Curtis.
Well, Curtis is doing just a yeoman's job down there in the lane, battling against Turman.
Now Smith trying to drive. Can't do it. Gets it to sister Jaden. She gets into the paint, throws up a half hook, no good. Chase for the ball in the corner. Picked up by Huron. That shot's no good.
Well, they got numbers.
And Pioneer should bring it down the floor quickly. And Huron finally gets back on defense.
Yeah, Pioneer really should have moved that ball around a little bit faster. They had numbers. 2 River Rats.
They had 2 Rats on the floor.
Deck, yeah.
Couldn't take advantage of the advantage. Now under 40 seconds to go in half, and that ball is off the Wolf's hand and out of bounds. Turnover, River Rat basketball.
And that just is an example of how the second quarter is really gone for the Pioneers. It's just not their way. Even when there's a person open, they're just not on the same page.
Right. Again, they don't have that flow that they showed in the first quarter, that offensive rhythm that they were displaying in the first quarter.
Well, and let's give credit where credit is due. The River Rats are playing a lot better job on the defensive end. You're not even seeing folks uncovered. You know, there's a man, there's a person. There's a man, there's a person.
When Turman gets the ball,
they're
3 players collapse down.
But they're also retreating back out to the outside shooters as well, because that was what they didn't do a good job of in that first contest. So many open shots.
Now ball out of bounds. Huron will keep it.
Oh, good pass.
Patel in the corner for 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Jaden Smith. Now back to Patel. And she hits the deck, loses the handle. And here come the Pioneers down the floor. There's a shot that's blocked. Looked like Sienna Smith was the one who blocked that shot.
Oh, that's some great hustle from Sienna Smith. I mean, she took the shot on one and gets all the way back down court. Look at this hustle.
Got her hands up and blocks it all ball. Pioneer will keep it. And Turman with the pass and the shot and the foul.
I think they even might put a little bit of time on the clock, because when I glanced over, it looked like it was 0.5 on the clock when the official blew it.
Basket is good.
They're not going to put any time on there. It looks like they're just going to have one more shot.
Well, Turman will try and complete the 3-point play to end the half and close this lead that the Huron River Rats have to 8. Can't do it. So Huron will take a 9-point lead. They lead at 28-19 at the end of 2 here at the Greenhouse. We're going to take a quick break and be back with second half action right here on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
What is CTN?
CTN? Isn't that the Commerce Telemarketing neighborhood or something?
CTN is Ann Arbor's community television network. We have provided free television production workshops and services to residents and nonprofit organizations since 1973. We also provide free programming about our community on cable channels 16, 17, 18, and 19. So, if you have an event coming up, are part of a nonprofit, or you simply just want to get creative, come on by. For more information, visit us at www.a2gov.org/CTN.
I just wish there was some place I could watch my favorite local TV shows.
Wow! Cool, where am I?
You are in a computer terminal.
Who said that?
I am the god of computers. I heard your wish and granted you access to my terminal.
Really? I've always wanted to be inside one of these things. So what's next?
Visit CTN's and the City of Ann Arbor's streaming and video on demand a2gov.org/watchctn.
What do I do there?
Here you can watch city meetings, community produced programs, school board and education programming, and a whole lot more.
Yes! This is great!
The live streams include CTN's 4 channels: government, public, educational, and community. Just click the sidebar for the channel you prefer and click play.
I can watch 4 channels. Cool.
For video on demand, go to youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to find your favorite show, scroll through the mini playlists, or simply use the search bar to type in the name of the program.
I wish I knew about this earlier.
Visit a2gov.org/watchctn for CTN live streams and video on demand.
That's great. Now I can go tell my friends. Once I leave.
Goodbye.
Hello?
Back with second half action here on CTN Sports Game of the Week. I'm Pete Portland with Kevin Bryant with all the action. Huron with the 28-15 lead, or excuse me, 19 lead going into the half. The Huron with the first possession there. Jumper is in and out, no good. Lyon with the offensive board, and we have a whistle and a foul on the Pioneers. And that's not how Pioneer needed to start this second half.
Hey, Pete, I want to give you a little bit update on some of the statistics from the first half for the River Rats. You know, Jaden Smith was really the person. She led them with 13 points. A couple foul trouble that you want to keep an eye on is Alexa Lyon with 3 and Melissa Curtis also with 3. Really important for Curtis because she's the one that's guarding Turman. And for Pioneer, yeah, it was all Asaria Turman. She had 11 points, but they are in foul trouble. Check on Bogart, 2 fouls. Stewart, 2 fouls. And LaPointe, 2 fouls as well.
Oh, DeWolf hits that jumper for Pioneer. Closes the lead down to 7. Sienna Smith with the jumper from the free throw line and no good. Turman with another board. And DeWolf will bring it up the floor for the Pioneers.
Well, DeWolf hitting that first bucket on the outside has to be what Coach Hicks definitely wants to see.
And this time she drives the lane. Her shot is blocked and then knocked out of bounds by Turman. It'll be Huron basketball.
You know, DeWolf is one of the more aggressive as well as balanced offensive players, and she's only a freshman.
Kevin, it's going to be fun to see her game develop over the years.
Exactly. Dad's a coach on the boys squad, so she's getting a lot of extra gym time, probably, you know, shooting after everybody's going home as well, too. Right now, you're seeing a little bit of extra up-court pressure by the River Rats. First time we saw that. And they get a turnover.
It was just a terrible unforced turnover by the Pioneers. Burgard threw that ball backwards. Gallagher was unprepared for it, and it was over her head, and she couldn't catch up to it before it rolled out of bounds.
Well, Bogart is a forward. She did the right thing. It's what Gallagher's got to look up.
Well, Glenn with the shot in the paint. Rattles around the rim and falls through the hoop.
Well, if Huron's not going to settle for just outside shots and put the ball on the deck, Pioneers going to have some issues.
Well, Pioneers going to have a double problem if Huron could start hitting shots in the paint, because then that'll make them collapse their defense down where they can kick it back out to their three-point shooters.
Good job of defense by the River Rats. Team defense, really good communication.
Now kicked out in the corner for three, and it's good. Alicia Stewart with the three-pointer. And that lead for Huron down to 6. And DeWolf picks up Patel at the timeline. Makes her give up the ball. Now tries to get it down in the paint, knocked away by Burgard out of bounds. Huron will keep it.
Nice ball
rotation play there.
Look at this ball rotation out of the Pioneers. Pete finding the open person right in the corner in front of the bench. Good job of communication from the bench players, helping out the players on the court.
And the Pioneers taking a page out of the Huron offense from the first half, finding that open three-point shooter. Smith with the hook, off the glass and off the rim, no good. Fight for possession.
Quick whistle there. Quick whistle. It looked like both players were fighting for it, and it looks like right here at the end, the Huron player is about to come away with it, and the whistle's right there. It looks like the player had a lot of wrist and not a lot of leather.
Yeah, that was Alexa Lyon there coming away with the ball there, but a little too late as the whistle was called. Possession arrow pointing in the Pioneers' direction.
That's a bad position for the River Rats down low. You can't stay behind Turman. You got to get in front of him.
And there's a turnover.
Sloppy play there.
Back the other way for Pioneer. Turman picks it up off the floor, gets it to DeWolf. She
That's
drives the baseline.
You see the business decision that you see that business decision that Alexa Lyon just made right there? It's like, I'm not going to keep my hand in here if Asaria Turman is going to be ripping this ball away. I like the way my arm sticks to my body.
Don't want to make a trip down the road to the U?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's asking for your arm to get popped out of socket right there.
The Wolf hits the first free throw.
Watch this, Pete. This is a business decision here for number 12. Watch her put her hands up. I'm good. I'm good.
Look at her, the expression on her face. It's like, yeah. I think I made a good decision there. I think she did too.
Yeah.
And the Wolf hits the second. That lead now for Huron, now just 4 points. Pioneer slowly whittling away at that Huron lead. 4.5 to play here in quarter number 3. I take that back. There's 4 uniformed players on the bench for Pioneer.
And they're
Not
using
2.
and they're using them all. They have to right now, especially that we mentioned that a couple of the Pioneers were in foul trouble here early. So, you know, Coach Hicks may be going and tapping some other players to get in there, help them out.
Jumper on the way, and it's good.
Another unforced error there.
Another errant pass, miscommunication. We see Burgard talking to Alina Garrett about that pass and what was going on there. Thought she was going to go back outside the three-point line, and she was dipping inside. There's a long three-pointer, no good.
Pioneers are really not pushing the pressure when they get the ball, either walking the ball up, allowing that pressure from Huron to settle in. That's
Burgard in the line tries to pass it. It's knocked away, and we have a whistle and a foul call. Asia Lewis picks up the foul for Huron.
Good hands in the passing lane there from the River Rats to tap that pass away.
And there's a nice pass into Turman, and she puts it off the glass and in.
You see why she's a 1,000-point scorer. Quickly goes right up with the ball, Pete.
And that lead for Huron, again down to 4.
Watch how Turman gets the ball, Pete, here and keeps it in. Great job of just spinning right into the hoop.
You see how she had Kaden Glenn on her hip.
Yeah.
Got the inside position, got the ball, just spun off the hip, and wide open layup.
It's not her first rodeo down there in the paint.
Yeah, she's done that a few times in her career. That is for sure. Into the corner for 3 for Huron, and rattles it home. Asia Lewis with the 3 ball. That's a big bucket, gets Huron's lead back out to 7.
That's a huge bucket for a sophomore player for the River Rats. So accustomed to watching, you know, upperclassmen play for the River Rats. You don't see too many youngsters out here.
Near turnover by Pioneer. Back out top to Gallagher.
Turman's got to watch it. She might get called for an offensive foul next time, Pete. Really clearing people out.
Smith with an amazing save in the corner. I thought she was out of bounds. Or excuse me, that was Glenn with that save. Now, long three-pointer is no good. And now it seems like Huron is starting to settle for jumpers.
Yeah, I didn't like that shot at all.
Into Turman, off the glass, and good.
What a find by DeWolf. It looked like almost an alley-oop pass coming, and Turman comes in from nowhere to scoop up this pass. Look at this look. That was sweet.
Yeah, it was like DeWolf kind of knew that Turman would step into the lane right at that spot, grab the ball, and put it up.
And Pete, they've only been playing for 1 year. I mean, you make plays like that.
Year, really.
Yeah, well, yeah, less than a year, but that's that AAU basketball, or that Coach Hicks. He has a lot of these girls playing together in the summer. Continuity is showing up right there.
Well, and if he spots good talent in a freshman like that, you want to get him playing with other players as soon as possible.
Well, you can see that DeWolf is a coach's kid, right? Yeah. Eyes behind her head, sharing the ball. You know, as a young player, getting in the lane like that, odds are they're going to go up with the shot.
She's already got that bit of smooth to her game that you see that polished and experienced players get. And you know she's just going to get better.
Exactly. Good for all of us.
Which is exciting for,
yes.
for not only the fans, but us and the coaches.
Exactly.
It's really fun to watch these players' games develop over the years.
And that's where you can go back to Asaria Turman. You can go back and check out some of the older games and watch when she was playing 3-4 years ago against some of these other teams in the city. And you can watch her progression. And now this young lady's going off to college next year. It's awesome.
Right. And now it's Now it's a turn for us to watch DeWolf.
Yes. Turn the page.
And a three-pointer from Caden Glenn for Huron.
That's how you can check out all of those old games right there on YouTube, folks. You can search any of the games that we have on our CTN Sports Game of the Week. And do me a favor, subscribe. That way, anytime that we're putting up games, you'll get notified.
I know I get notified every time there's a game.
Well, I'm always watching when you and that
HD.
slick guy Nick are on the mic, man. You guys are great.
Hey, when I was on my world tour of the Asian continent,
there you
guys did a great job on the phone.
Appreciate it. That's right. The YouTubes go everywhere. Herman, wow, strong.
Yeah, I got signed to call some ping pong games out in China.
I'm going to have to check those out.
In the outer rim countries, yeah, it was fun.
I'm going to follow you on your Twitter.
As they say it, table tennis.
What is that, @_Pete Poirier? I know it. Just a man of the world.
38.6 seconds to go in the third quarter. Huron with a 5-point advantage, 38-33. It's been an exciting CTN Sports Game of the Week so far. There's a three-pointer on the way from Jaden Smith. That is off the rim. She chases it down in the corner. Gets it to Curtis. Her little half hook is off the rim, no good. And it's out of bounds, Pioneer ball.
Curtis getting rewarded for all of her defense on Thurman. Give her the ball once in a while. Maybe she can get out there get on the scoreboard, man.
Well, and try and make Thurman play a little defense.
That's right. That's right.
Now Gallagher brings it up the floor. Hands it off to Garrett. Now around Thurman at the top. Garrett will drive it. It rolls off the rim, no good. Offensive rebound put back by Thurman is no good. Thurman tried to rip that ball away.
Well, that entire play, Pete, was set up by the screen of Thurman up top. You can see she opens the entire lane, and then as an inexperienced player goes down there and fights for the rebound, and maybe a player or two.
Jaden Smith had complete possession of that ball, but good effort by Thurman to try and get that ball away from her. 8.7 seconds left for Huron to try and get a shot up.
Good job of getting Thurman a little bit of extra breather, too, by Coach Hicks.
Now Sienna Smith brings it down the floor. 5 seconds, 4. There's a shot off, and it's off the rim, no good. And we end quarter number 3 with Huron with the 5-point advantage. We'll take a quick break and be back with fourth quarter action here on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Hoarders, flat earthers, Mike Raffo to a troll army. Autism is real. Palestinian politics. Miss Washington. Beast forehead people. Demonic devices. Diverse viewpoints. Dynamic personalities. 30 minutes! Contact CTN to schedule your show on Access Ann Arbor. And I'm talking to you, buddy!
Did you know that CTN welcomes the members of the Ann Arbor City Council to Ward Talk? On the third Wednesday of every month, a different representative from one of the city's 5 wards joins us in the studio to discuss matters important to the people and government of Ann Arbor. Submit your questions for the next episode of Ward Talk by emailing ctn@a2gov.org or visiting our Twitter page @CTN Ann Arbor.
And we're back on CTN Sports Game of the Week, coming down to the fourth quarter here, Kevin. Huron with the 5-point advantage. This should be a good fourth quarter on tap here.
Well, both teams have a couple fouls before we get into the bonus. Something to keep an eye on. Another thing to keep an eye on is who's going to win the first couple minutes of this quarter. Huron, first time that they were outscored in that third period by the Pioneers. Let's see if Pioneers on the defensive end can continue to put the tightening of the bolts on the River Rats.
Well, Huron will start with possession. There's a three-pointer from the corner. Off the rim, no good. Tipped out of bounds. And that is off a River Rat, so it'll be Pioneer ball.
Another fast shot from the River Rats, not moving the ball around and getting multiple players to touch the ball or even to make that defense move from Pioneer. Within 10 seconds, you're chucking up a shot from the corner. Not a good possession.
Oh, Pioneer quickly back down the floor. Huron gets back on defense. There's Gallagher for 3. That's no good. Turman with the offensive board, and the putback is good. There's Patel into the lane. Her shot is up and rattles it home.
I think Patel has to be a little bit more aggressive here in the fourth with the offensive shots. She's handling the ball but not putting it up in the basket enough.
No Pioneer with it.
Rats look like they're in a matchup now, zone.
DeWolf will back it out.
Now they go man.
Play.
Oh no, they're matchup zone.
And Gallagher with another long three-pointer. Offensive rebound by Burgard. Her 2 putbacks are no good. Her third one will get the mark. Timeout on the floor.
So that was a quick timeout there by Coach Hicks to set up some pressure, I believe. But for Coach Hunter right there, talking to his girls, they got to go for some rebounds. You can't be in a zone and give up 3 offensive rebounds. Nobody in the paint for the Rats.
Nobody
that's
blocking
pretty
out
bad.
Burgard. And that lead is now down to 3. 40-37. 6:46 to play.
You see both teams not making any substitutions. And interesting there, we're not seeing full court pressure from the Pioneers. Usually when a coach calls that timeout after a bucket, you see some pressure.
Yeah, same defense. Picking up at the timeline. There's Patel into the lane, and her jumper is good.
And another thing here we're seeing, Pete, full court pressure finally out of the River Rats.
And that is a nice entry pass into Turman in the paint. Her shot is no good, but she draws the foul. Give a hand to
well, in this second
to Ailita Garrett with that entry bounce pass.
Nice pocket pass there. You see it.
I mean, Turman does a great job finding position.
Oh yeah.
But Garrett does a great job finding where she is on the floor.
Well, she didn't just give it to her; she bounced it and led her to the basket. It was a good job there by Garrett. The Rats might want to think about that pressure. They've given up 2 layups off of their full court pressure. They're not getting back.
Oh, 4-point advantage for the River Rats.
Patel's look like she's calling for a high screen and roll.
Smith with the reverse layup is no good. Garrett with the rebound.
It's a good idea, though.
The other way.
Go reverse. You don't want to go strong side on that shot.
Burgard with the 3. She knew that was off the mark immediately. Offensive board by Turman, and she draws yet another foul.
It's amazing that the Rats have still hung on to this lead because I can't recall them scoring buckets. But this is all I can recall. Turman dominating the paint once again.
Oh, Huron will call timeout.
And you can just see on body language at both of those timeouts, we took a quick look at Pioneer. Everybody was, the energy level looked good. You look over at the River Rats, kind of look a little bit fatigued in their eyes.
Hands on hips. It's a kind of a telltale sign of fatigue.
Yeah, and you can see this.
Coach Hunter's got to be trying to get his girls to make an adjustment to defend Turman better.
Well, and in the first half, it was all Melissa Curtis, really. But it seems like the whole defensive set has changed for the River Rats, which has caused a little bit easier buckets in the paint for Turman. But again, Pete, it's the rebounding, I think, that's really causing problems for the River Rats.
Especially
multiple
on
possessions.
The offensive glass for the Pioneers.
Exactly, multiple possessions.
Timeout is over. Turman will head back to the free throw line.
Looked like Pioneer had a little spillage over there by their bench. Everybody's over there trying to clean up the floor. I know they don't like the River Rats that well that they're over there polishing up their floor.
Turman hits the first. She can get the second one to go. That lead, it would be now down to 2. It's the closest Pioneers been since the early part of the game. And she does.
I think
6 minutes to go.
6-4 was the closest they have been, and now we're back down to 2 points.
And Huron had a lead as big as 15 at one point.
And I really think it's on that defensive side.
Another three-pointer by Huron in the corner, no good. Rebounded by DeWolf. There's another reverse by Burgard. She misses the shot, but draws another foul.
Yeah, Corin Bogard, nice job of going to, again, the reverse with the layup. It just catches the defender off guard, and you see the foul come up.
Yeah, first one rolls off, no good.
We're mentioning, Pete, earlier in the game, the foul line, it's a bugaboo for both of these squads.
Second one is good, and the lead down to 1 for Huron.
Good defense for the Pioneers. Staying with their man and not allowing any drives to the basket. Just as I say that.
And look at the emotion out of Rhea Patel after she hit that shot and drew the foul with a big fist pump.
Well, she goes against
Watch
two
her
of the top players for the Pioneers as well, beating DeWolf off of the dribble, going right into Turman.
Oh, Patel with a chance to get a three-point play completed here at the line.
You know, Patel was my pre-game player of the game call.
She was.
Just want to put that out there. Oh, you got to get the ball inside when Turman's open like that. Let her feel it. Come on.
They get it into her now. Strong putback and rolls it home. Surrounded by 3 Huron players.
Yeah, but
Turman still prevails.
Yeah, they're not big enough to slow her down.
And intensity picking up. And Patel with another one to go. 3-point lead by Huron.
We got a little 1-2. Inside outside action. And Patel is matching Turman bucket for bucket.
So the heck with this, I'm going to the hole, and puts it home.
Man, another tough runner there going inside. Took some contact, too.
Oh, DeWolf at the line for Pioneer.
Man, look at those eyes. She is conscious. Oh!
Misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Now, Pioneer have been hitting their free throws. They'd be in the lead right now.
I think so. That's going to be what Coach Hicks is going to replay and share with his team when they're watching film session tomorrow morning. And I guarantee you, coaches love this. Miss a free throw on the baseline. Miss a free throw on the baseline. That drill is going to be hammered into them.
No, ball's out of bounds off a Pioneer player. Huron will inbound. Coming up on the 4-minute mark to play in the game. Spin move by Patel. Down the lane she goes, off the glass. Can't get it to go, but draws the foul.
Boy, you can see DeWolf, just that right now, she's not watching the waistline of Patel. She's watching too much of the head and shoulders because she's falling for a lot of those fakes.
And she's chasing, chasing the number 13.
Well,
towards the hole.
You can see her hand. She's kind of, I want to reach it, I want to reach, I want to reach. You got to move your feet with the player as fast and as nimble as Patel.
So she misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Huron with the 4-point lead. Pioneer oh so close, got it to within 1. Play down the lane, no good. Put back by Burgard is good, and she gets the foul.
Well, even when Turman's not in, Huron is having issues with rebounding the ball on their defensive glass. Watch this. Nobody box out Bogart. You had all eyeballs are on the ball side, and nobody is finding a man and boxing out on the backside. Now, who's going to win the free throw shooting contest tonight?
It's close.
Well, a lot of them look like they bought that Shaquille O'Neal free throw shooting 101, and it's not a good video.
How to miss a foul shot. Well, Burgard misses the free throw, so it's a 2-point advantage for Huron. But Pioneer gets the offensive rebound on the free throw miss. And Pioneer with a chance to tie. Garrett's shot is off the side of the backboard. Burgard rebounds.
Quick timeout there by Coach Hicks.
Now LaPointe's putback was no good. Pioneer will still have possession. 30-second timeout by Pioneer.
Wouldn't be surprised if Asaria Turman comes back in the game after that timeout. Pioneer looked like they were just a little bit discombobulated on that possession. And Coach Hicks definitely wants to give her a break going in these last three minutes of this ball game. That psychological number and the actual number has not been eclipsed. Huron still holds on to the short lead.
3 minutes and 23 seconds left in the game. It's been a long road back for Pioneer. Another opportunity for them to tie or go ahead. That three-pointer way off the mark. Patel loses it out of bounds, and it goes back to Pioneer.
That's the Turman factor. Sorry, Turman's right there. People move a little bit faster.
And this offensive set, I think, is the one where they need to get it down to Turman down low and get her the ball to try and tie this game up and possibly draw a foul and get the lead.
Oh, you're getting that's a trifecta right there, right?
That's what they need to do with this ball right on this offensive set. DeWolf will inbound. Turman looked like she's trying to direct traffic. They threw it into her anyway to Burgard with the jumper at the free throw line. That's no good. Garrett with the offensive board. Back into Turman in the paint. And Turman will miss the shot but draws the foul and head to the line.
Well, how many times have you said this? Offensive rebound Pioneer, offensive rebound Pioneer, another offensive rebound Pioneer, and then they finally get it into the post.
Well, I'm no stat taker, Kevin, but I would bet that Pioneer has more offensive rebounds than Huron has rebounds.
Oh, yeah, that's a good number. I would go with that as well, too. And rebound really comes down to effort. You don't have to be the biggest person out there. If you can get in your good position, a lot of the times you don't have to get the rebound, but you're rewarded with an over-the-back call maybe from the officials. A lot of this is effort, 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 and the Rats right now aren't producing.
I think that, I don't know if it's conscious, but maybe there's a little subconscious intimidation factor being asserted by Asari Turman. Her presence in the lane on both ends of the floor is large.
Well, yeah, I like the way you said that, Pete. Yeah, she is putting shade on a lot of the stuff that Huron is trying to do, both literally and just being out on the court. Because she draws so much attention, it opens up lanes and rebounds and shots for her teammates as well, too. For Huron, they just got to keep feeding Patel right now. I would try to, throw a screen, a high screen, maybe put Smith over in the corner just in case that help comes in, and then have either Patel finish or find your open shooter out on the wing. You see Turman right there.
Coach Hicks has done a good job of resting Turman throughout this game.
Good
but
pace.
I think at this point, with 3 minutes to go, Asaria Turman does not come off the floor for the rest of this game.
Good call, sir.
First free throw is off the front of the rim, no good.
That foul line has it's shut down for both squads.
And that may have been a little bit of a fatigue shot right there.
See, it take a little extra time.
Now, when you shoot short, that means your arms are usually tired. Next one is good.
She doesn't have a lot of arc on that shot either, kind of flat.
Little Bill Lambier action there. Now the lead for Huron back down to 1 point. They lead at 47-46.
And you can see now they're in a zone.
Trying to get over the hump.
Watch this. You see, look at the Wolf. She's backing down to the switch. They've changed their defense. Good job by Coach Hicks. Patel it's tougher for Patel to get around, and they call the Curtis.
There's an offensive foul, moving screen on Huron.
Well, Curtis, she has to stay in one position. Watch her. She's getting the set, and then she's moving. She got to stay set there. And that's
she knows it. You see that her on the replay. She knows it.
Yeah,
and she's walking back to the bench.
Man, I think that was the fourth. That may even be her fifth foul. I didn't hear the announcer.
Oh, Pioneer with a chance to take the lead.
Where are you going to go with the ball, Pioneer? Oh, wow.
That was really a good job by Turman to kick that ball back out. There's an unfortunate pass and foul. But Turman, good job as the three players collapsed down on her. She kicked it out.
Yeah, Caden Glenn, she offers a longer defender and a heavier defender against Turman than Curtis. So just even for Asaria, that's something different that she's battling.
This is the front end of the 1-and-1. And once again, the free throws really hurting both teams.
Especially with the Rats. I mean, I thought they were actually double bonus action there.
Well, they're giving Pioneer more than one opportunity to try and take this lead. And that's, they get the lead. That's a psychological advantage for the Pioneers.
Boy, Pioneer has a bunch of timeouts. That's another timeout for the Pioneers.
.151 to play.
Huron still hanging on to that 1 point lead, but.
Well, they keep giving Pioneer these opportunities to take the lead, and eventually Pioneer is going to get a shot off, probably by Asari Turman, and take the lead, and that would be a huge psychological advantage for Pioneer.
Well, you can see right there the consternation on the faces of the folks on that Huron bench. A little bit more lax feeling that you have coming over. Pioneer's been there. They've done that. This is their year. 12-1. They win tonight. They clinch the SEC Red. So they have a lot to play for. River Rats, they're playing for spoiler. They don't want to get swept by this team. They want to let them know that we're here, and this is the greenhouse.
This is our floor. You kind of feel the intensity picking up here from not only the players but the fans as well with this tight game.
I'm sure that's not going to help the foul shooting.
Now indeterminate.
Oh, what a move.
Nice spin move. Again, using her hip to spin around the defensive player and get the bucket. And guess what? Pioneer has come all the way back and taken a 48-47 lead. And now the pressure's all on Huron. Three-pointer in the corner from Sienna Smith. And Money Smith hits the three. And Huron retakes the lead, 50-48.
Oh,
pressure shot from Sienna Smith.
Oh, you know where they're trying to get the ball to.
And they get it to Turman. Her shot's no good.
Oh, what a block!
And it's knocked away from Asaria Turman.
Caden Glenn, a play of the game so far with that block.
And there's a steal by DeWolf. And she'll drive it and score it off the glass. And we're tied at 50, under a minute to play. And there's a timeout by Huron. And we got a little bit of bedlam going on here in the greenhouse, don't we, Kevin?
And we do, and it's all coming from the purple side of the fans, actually. You can see, look at Coach Johnson over there clapping his hands. These folks are happy to be laying this type of action in the fourth quarter on the Rats. And you can see here, Patel is playing the left hand. Look, she played the left hand. She's just too crafty of a shot there by DeWolf.
Well, DeWolf kept Patel's body in between her and her hand and was able to get enough of a shot off to put that bucket home off the glass. That's the sign of an experienced player.
That's a scorer. She knows how to put the ball in the bucket. Let's watch out this block by Caden Glenn. First the missed shot, and then watch this. Quick hands. All ball. Pete, it's going to be one at the free throw line. Too many fouls left. Tie ball game, 49 seconds. Who can win at the foul line?
49.9 seconds to play. We're knotted at 50. Huron with the ball. Inbounded Patel. Defended by DeWolf.
Get
now
the ball
Sienna
back
Smith
to Patel.
Knocked off of her. Ball on the floor. Picked up by Garrett. It's taken away by Smith. Shot to Patel is no good, but we have a whistle and a foul on the floor.
Boy, how much pressure is this for a sophomore to go to the line? We just talked about the foul line. She's going to have to do it right here. Good hustle from the Smith twins, and way to find an open player. Good bounce pass.
And the first free throw is good, and the home crowd goes crazy as Huron retakes the lead.
This is exactly where this game's supposed to finish. Oh, look at that. Wait a minute. They're supposed to be hexing the other team.
And
they're cheering them on. Oh,
Asia Lewis hits them both. And Huron with a 2-point lead, under 30 seconds to go.
Watch the kick out.
Patient with the ball. Now she tries to drive the baseline. Kicks it out to Gallagher for three. Off the rim, no good.
Well, now you got to hit some foul shots because you know Pioneer is going to put them on the foul line after this timeout. There's a timeout by the Rats to set up the inbounds pass, and they definitely want to find one of two players, Smith or Patel. Best foul shooters on the squad.
15.1 seconds to play. Can Huron make their foul shots? Can Pioneer hit a shot?
This will be the biggest win for Coach Hunter so far in his first year leading the River Rats.
Kevin, as you well know, there is absolutely nothing like beating your crosstown rival.
Ooh, I definitely know what it's like to beat Pioneer, too. So, yeah, you're right.
Oh, Jaden Smith will inbound, gets it to Sister Sienna.
Where's the foul? You got a foul, guys.
Finally, DeWolf makes the foul, 8.5 to go. Both defensive players kind of backed off of Sienna Smith, and she just dribbled the ball, and a few seconds ran off the clock before DeWolf made the foul.
Well, you definitely knew the instructions out of the timeout were foul the first person who gets the ball. You definitely didn't want Smith or Patel on the foul line, but you didn't have a choice. You're playing against the clock right now. And watch all this time here by DeWolf. She's a younger player. She's not understanding, I got a foul, I got a foul.
And Smith misses the free throw. Turman gets the rebound, outlets it to DeWolf. And there's a whistle.
Timeout.
And a timeout by Ty Hicks over on the Pioneer side. 3.1 to play. What's he going to draw up? Is it going to be something down low to Turman to try and get that bucket in the tie, or trying to spot up a three-pointer and take away this win on the road?
Well, you want to win, right? You don't want to go to overtime. You want to win. So you probably want to go inside-outside, but you don't have time, Pete. This is going to have to come from whatever Coach Hicks has on his inbound play. I don't think you have enough time to get the ball down low inside. I would be looking for DeWolf coming off of a screen and maybe even finding Gallagher open.
That's going to be the key. Can Huron find the shooter and defend? Or is Pioneer going to get an open shot?
Well, the Pioneers have really lived on the extra possessions, and it's not been that first shot that's gone in. Play defense if you're Huron, you walk away with the win in your greenhouse. But if you leave a man open, uh-oh.
So Gallagher's going to inbound.
That's one of the most dangerous people. Everybody's turned. You can see Patel's not even looking at Gallagher.
Well, DeWolf with it inbound. They try and get it down low to Turman, and they tie up the ball, and Turman can't get a shot off, and the buzzer sounds, and Huron comes away with the exciting 52-50 win here on their home floor in the greenhouse. And we're going to take a quick break and be back with a little bit more for you right here on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
And welcome back to the CTN Sports Game of the Week. This is our player of the game, Rena Patel. Oh my goodness. That was some great basketball action. Tell me what it's like to play and win against your crosstown rival.
It's a great feeling. They beat us on their home court. We had to get revenge back on home court.
Only in this BCC, you know I'm talking about, #1 point guard in the nation.
But best feeling out here, beating Pioneer. With one senior, so feels great.
So you sent your senior out with the win, as well as spoiling the crosstown rival.
Had to.
You were telling me, and you ran over and gave Asari a big hug at the end of the game. She's been big into the basketball playing in Ann Arbor. What does she mean to you? I mean, you went over and gave her a big hug.
We went to charter school together, and then we started playing basketball together in 5th grade. And then we just kept on playing on the same AAU teams. We stopped for a minute, went separate ways, and came back together and played for the same AAU team. So it means a lot. She means a lot to me.
Well, congratulations again on being our player of the game, and we look forward to seeing you again next year on the CTN Sports.
Thank you.
All right, Pete. Rena Patel.
Thanks, Kevin, for that post-game interview, and thank you, Rhea Patel, our player of the week, our player of the game, rather. And once again, an exciting finish to our CTN Sports Game of the Week. Huron comes away with a 52 victory on their home floor. And I'd like to thank Kevin Bryant. This is Pete Poyer. Once again, the final from the greenhouse. Huron 52 and Pioneer 50.